Club now. It was a tough chapter of my life because I thought I was gonna retire there forever, but the city of Austin had different ideas, and they bought it, and I left with Grace. I went to the Polo Club to work with Anders Eriksson for a year and a half. I love working with him and for him in the Polo Club, which is now Dripping Spring, and I really enjoyed that time. But as I was there, Jessica called me up and said, hey, we have an opening on the board of directors of CATA. And of course, since we moved here in 2000, CATA was everything for us. I mean, the JTT, the programs, the juniors, all that, and Jessica said, why don't you apply for the job as board of directors? So I was lucky enough to be there for the whole year, seeing the evaluation, what was happening with CATA. I got to see what was the good, what could be improved, and what way we could go for the next chapter. And then when Carol mentioned, we want you to be on the search committee, I said, be happy to do that. Then when we got together, she said, well, I don't want you to be on the search committee. I said, well, you don't want a Bolivian guy dictator on the search committee? I agree with you. I said, no, we want you to apply for the job. And then about a week later, she said, well, you got the job. As a matter of fact, they gave me a salary, and I said, no, don't give me that much money. Give me less money so I can put it in my budget. So the same amount of money every month instead of making a difference. So we laugh about it many times before that. I had the pleasure to work with Charlotte Harzel, who was my first president. Then Marianne Clement came in. She was the most wonderful, organized person. Mike McVeigh, we worked together for 2 years as president of CATA. It was a wonderful journey, and he was busy at the Polo Club at that time, but we worked very closely together. And then Grant Chambers showed up and told me everything about marketing, things that I didn't know. He was a great mentor, organizer. What a guy, visual and just goal-oriented. I mean, seeing his kids having played it small, his wife being involved with the USDA, seeing that the great thing that he has accomplished with his company, it was an honor learning from him and sharing with him the top that we had. Now we got Karen now is our new leader, and Karen and I have known each other for a long time. Karen, when she came to Austin, I needed a strong player to play for my team at Great Rock in Circle C, and she came, became part of the team, part of our club, and until she couldn't play anymore because of her back injury, she was a great asset to our community. So thank you again for the years that we have known you and your husband. One of the keys, again, that's important, as you all know, as leaders in your organization, is to be surrounded with people that know a heck of a lot more than you do, and you learn and you let them do the job. Yeah, sometimes I had to micromanage a little bit, but it wasn't micromanaging, it was kind of reminding of Elizabeth Hanson-Smith taught me how to do so much stuff on the computer. She was a communicator. She was a unbelievable newsletter. The newsletters had 36 pages on it. It was unbelievable the way she did it. Then Christine Watson. I had no idea what Christine was doing. All I care, she came at 7 o'clock in the morning, left at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I could see all the money coming in from leagues. And I said, I am not touching that lady, and I don't care what she does. And I had a nice chat with her yesterday, but at 3 o'clock she got out, she went to do a workout, and then when she came to the office and said, hey, I need to leave because the university has given me health insurance, I have to leave because of that, because my husband and I need it. And then we were fortunate enough to have Anthony, who was at that time on the league committee, came and applied for the job and got the job, and man, it was unbelievable. Then Jessica was part of our team at that time, and she left. And then we had an opening, and then I approached Connor Bond, and I said, hey, Connor, I've known you since you were about, 21 years old and kicking my butt playing at tournaments at Circle C, and I never saw you serve before that much. But I said, why don't you come and give us a little idea about marketing? He was working for Grant at that time. He came and gave us a nice idea about marketing, and when the job opened up, he came and joined us. And it was a great, fun event. It was so beautiful to have. Connor was the early guy. He came from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock he went to club tennis up in Pflugerville, ATC, everywhere. Everybody loved his teaching techniques and all that. Anthony, he didn't want to come early. He wanted to stay in bed and do his own gig. 11 o'clock he go to work out, he get all the awards for this, for health and all that. At 12 o'clock until 3 o'clock, the three of us were in the room. And I mean, we did have so much fun. We worked hard and we played hard. We went to every club in Austin. We visited people. New member came in, new pro came in. We gave him goodies and we say, hey, this is Jessica. She's gonna help him with this event. She's gonna help him with the junior. This is Connor. He's gonna help him with communication in junior. This is Anthony. You better be nice to him, because if you don't, you're gonna be playing on the north side instead of on the south side. And you'll leave the league matches. But it was a fun time event. When he came to my office, I was in tears when he said he was leaving. And before that, I asked him, when I did his evaluation, I said, Anthony, you want to be me? I said, hell no. I don't want to do what you do. You know, I have my bigger goals in life, but we stayed very close as friends and yeah. So then, when we had an opening, Anna Erickson came in with the background of Apollo Club. She did an incredible job with the marketing, the website, and the communication with that. And then Lexi Cobley came in again and worked for us. Unbelievable, fast with the fingers. We will go out there and do the Grand Prix and all that. It was wonderful job. And then when Lexi left, I kept going after one guy at Westwood, which is a good friend of mine. I kept saying, hey, come and work for me. No, I can't, I'm doing this. No, come on, work for me. No, I can't. So finally, when I went having lunch with him or something, he said he had some time available, then I hired Dave Tibbetts. And I mean, he was unbelievable. He worked, he didn't ask me what to do. He just wanted to do everything. And then Dave was an incredible opportunity for us to work together and share that time, Dave, on and off the court. Then Anthony had to leave. So God was so good to me. All of a sudden, we got a bunch of candidates for taking the league director job, and all of a sudden, this lady I reached out to in San Antonio that just left her position, and said, would you like to come and work for us? I said, I don't know, but let's talk about it. So came in, applied for the job, moved her family to here to back in the north area. Incredible transition between Anthony and Casey, unbelievable, organized, caring for people all the time within that. Then we had another opening, and then we had an opportunity to apply for a job, and all of a sudden I see this name that looks familiar. Melissa, something Italian at the bottom of it. Yeah. And I said, Melissa, I know this name. Melissa, what's the title?
Cucinello.
Thank you, yeah. And I said, I don't know if I want to have a mafia person in the board here, but maybe she's gonna work out again. Oh, she might be somebody that we know from Grand Chambers. So anyway, Melissa came in, took the ball and ran, unbelievable, organized, planner, just a wonderful person to be around with, and dedicated to come to the office, and did an incredible job also with our intern that we had for a whole year, and mentor and all that. Then we had an opening for the marketing position, and I have this lady that came in and say, hey, I'm open for volunteering. And I said, are you available to work at the Sunburn at UT Whitaker? So this young lady comes in, sits with Roger Vallejo, they're talking, and I'm talking to her. He says, what do you do? I said, well, I do a little over marketing. So I said, why don't you apply for the job? I said, well, the deadline was already last week, but I said, well, why don't you apply? And got together with Grant and President, and we opened up the applications again. And Tammy came in on board, did an incredible job learning and teaching us how to do better marketing and people and the marketing people. Then we had an opening for a part-time position. Amy Mulvihill is not here today. She's having wrist surgery. Apparently she's hurt. And she's done an incredible job again, also working with billing for the brings money to CATA for the UT Whitaker and also the Wilco. And she has helped us with a lot of opportunities, again, the triples event and the junior banquet and everything that we do. So in order to be successful, you be surrounded by people that know a heck of a lot more than you do, and you teach, you play, and you learn from them. And every one of those have been a very instrumental part of the success of CATA. Not Fernando, of CATA, because we wanted to bring it with what it is today. I also enjoy working with the many board new members and the members that came in and the committee chairs and the committee that came in here. I'm at a point that, the reason why they're so good to us here at Chez, not many people get the phone call and say, hey, we got 25 people on Friday, and can we do something here in this room? I said, Fernando, you got it. Not many people do that, but because they've been so good to us and we're good to them, we are in this room today. Again, this is special recognition. But it's been fun working with the committees and the chairs and the many board members that came in. And Tim Klitsch, again, was a good friend and is still a good friend and supportive of tennis and pickleball and sports, so we're happy to see that. But 57 years ago, in September, I went to play tennis in Chicago, and I saw this good-looking lady out there on the tennis courts. And I said, that looks like a pretty nice, good-looking girl. So we both ended up walking on the court to make a reservation, just an accident. And I said, hi, my name is Fernando. I said, well, my name is so-and-so. And I said, you play tennis? Yeah, I play a little bit of tennis. I said, well, you know, after you're through with your game, why don't we play a little bit? So we went out there and hit a few balls. And I said, God, she needs a lot of help. She looked gorgeous, beautiful, and we had our first date. We went to McDonald's, we have a drink, took her home. Next day was a party at my house, and I invited her to come to my house, and from then on, we ended up spending 13 days together every single day. And I said, God, send me this beautiful woman to be my wife. And then we didn't get married in 13 days, but in 13 days we were seeing the priest saying we want to get married. But we ended up getting married in December, and it was 57 years ago, and we were blessed again with 4 children, 11 grandchildren, and I could have done the job for 57 years as a tennis pro. I think spouses of tennis professionals and tennis players already have a place in heaven because what they gotta put up with. No holidays, weekends, tournament, people that call you on the phone, children that need help, and the job is an incredible 24/7, 360 days of the weekend. Not many spouses can do that. My friend, you've been great. It's fun again, the children play tennis, the grandkids are playing tennis. My 2 grandkids again played last weekend at the tournament. One got first place, the other got third place. But what made me the happiest the most, one of the grandchildren, just his first tournament, the kid that won first place 3 weeks ago got a 3rd place medal when he was at River Place. When his brother didn't get a medal, the Preston, the older boy, came in and gave him his medal. He said, he didn't get a medal, but here you deserve a medal. That means more than a trophy. That means a lot more than what we're teaching them is the character that all of you and all of us have been teaching for the tennis, the character building that we do for life. But anyway, before I go to the next person that I want to thank, Dave Tivitz, get over here. We want to give you this little token of appreciation.
Says Fernando.
Yeah.
Says I love Fernando.
So,
That's I need a little pin.
Dave Tivitz, your professionalism, passion, and talents were appreciated by the CATA staff, board, and players in the adult and junior tournament for CATA. You will be missed. October 2023 to June 2025.
Thank you.
So finally, I want to thank again Carol Welder. Thank you. Give me the opportunity to work with you, your friendship, your mentorship, your advice, always available. 7:05, I know you're going to be on the computer. I know I was able to get you all the time. And you have helped me tremendously when I seek advice and when I most needed it, when I was hurting the most, when I was the happiest, when I was challenged. You put me in perspective what tennis is all about, what CATA, it is so close to your heart. And I just thank you, and you forever The friendship that you and I have is everlasting. And one day, there will be a facility in Austin. It's gonna be called the Carol Welder Tennis Center.
No.
She deserves it. She does tennis, not only in Austin, in Texas, in the whole United States. Deserves to be recognized and her name to be there, to be recognized as one of them. So, thank you so much for the time that you spent.
Thank you,
And
Fernando.
thank you so much. So,
Appreciate
but anyway, thank you all for being here. I'm looking forward to meeting with Amber next Monday. With both Karen, Amber, and I'm gonna meet. I'm gonna be there as much as I'm needed, wanted. I'm looking forward for the next chapter on CATA. I know with the help of you, some board members, you're gonna be successful. You're gonna continue growing. You're gonna continue moving forward. And I think we planted the seed many years ago, and the seed was tennis. We grew from $375,000 budget to almost $800,000 budget. Tennis. Tennis being the seed. Tennis being JTT. Tennis the Grand Prix, the tournament, the social, the meetings that we had here with the pros, the relationship that we built with people. It was built on tennis. Don't lose sight of that, because you gotta continue growing. You gotta continue growing with better relationships with the pros, with the managers. And with the background that I see Amber having, I hope that will be accomplished, but she will need your help. She will need the help of the staff, of the board members that are here, and we hope to see many great things happening for the next chapter of your life. So, thank you all for you, I love you all, and thank you so much for being here.
One more thing
Oh,
for
okay.
you as well, so on behalf of all of us, thank you for everything that you've done.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
I think the dessert table is there ready.
Oh.